Hey everybody, I'd like to show you some of the materials that you're going to need for this fun STEM activity. Now remember that the stuff I'm showing you now, these are the things that I have at my house. You're going to have a look around your house and see what it is that you have. A lot of these items, they can be replaced with other things that will work just fine. Okay, so first of all, as you know, we're going to be creating boats. So we're going to need something to be the body of your boat that's going to be able to float. Now I found lots and lots of plastic containers around the house. I found this water bottle, I have this salad bowl, and I have a sauce container that are all going to work really, really well. Now of course we're going to be making pirate ships. Now every pirate ship needs to have a flag, a Jolly Roger. Now to do that, you're going to need a couple things. You're going to need some straws. So have a look around the house and see if you can find some old straws. You're also going to need a bit of paper. Now, the thicker the paper, the better it's going to be. But use whatever you have. So we'll use that for the flags. You're also going to need to use some scissors. Now, I want you to remember to be extra safe while you're using your scissors. If you're trying to cut something that's really thick and hard, then all I need you to do is ask an adult to help out. What you can do, though, is, for example, if I wanted my mom and dad to cut this bottle for me, what I could do is I could get a marker and I could show them exactly where I want them to cut it. And that way it's still my work. All right, you're also going to need some tape. Now, luckily I had some packing tape at the house, which I think will work quite well. But you need to use whatever you can find. If it's packing tape, masking tape, scotch tape, double-sided tape, anything that you have. If you don't have tape, you might need to use some glue. But have a look and see what you can find. Now, eventually, once my boat is finished, I'm going to be trying to sink it. I'm going to be seeing what I can put inside of it that will make it sink. Now, I've had a look around my garden, and I found lots and lots of small stones. Now, what I've done is I've tried my best to make sure they're all similar sizes. Now, this is important because later, when I'm testing and I'm making a hypothesis about my different boats, it'll be good that my rocks are about the same size. All right, now finally, you're going to need a place where you can float your boat. I had this empty plastic container, which is going to work really well. I'm going to fill it up full of water, and then I'll be able to put my boat inside. Now, if you have a bathtub at your house, or you have any large container that you could fill with water, anything will work as long as the water is deep enough for the boat to be able to sink. All right, everyone, so here are the resources that you're going to need. I want you to pause this video, off you go around your house, and see if you can find all of these things. Okay, so it's now time to go off and build your own boat. Now I've had a go and I've made my own pirate ship, and I want to show you a little bit about it. So what I've done is I've taken a few different plastic containers and I put them all together. So I had my bottle, and I was worried that when I put my bottle into the water that it would turn over and it would sink really fast. So I took the lid from my salad bowl and I put it on bottom, and I'm hoping that that is going to help it to float. Now, of course, with a pirate ship, I've got my plastic sail to catch the wind, and I've also got my Jolly Roger on top. Now, of course, the boat that you design and build could look very, very different from this one. And I want to encourage you to use your imagination and come up with something really, really cool. Now, I'm going to give you some time. You've got as much time as you need to go off and build your boat. So pause this video again, off you go to have a build, and we'll be back in a little bit to test our boats. Okay, it's now time for our challenge. Now our challenge is quite simple. Our challenge is to see how many objects or how many rocks we can fit into each boat before it sinks. Now, I've already shown you the boat that I designed, but I've also created two more simple boats for our tests. I have just the salad bowl with its Jolly Roger, and of course that little sauce cup that we had earlier with another flag. Now, let me show you exactly how we're going to do the test. So come on a little bit closer. What we're going to do is we're going to take our boat and we're going to place it into the water. Now, we're going to start with our stones and we're going to be adding them one by one. Now, in the beginning, we can do as many different tests as we like. For the first test, I'm going to be as gentle and as careful as possible. So I'm going to see how many stones I can fit inside the boat before it sinks. There's 1, 2. So when I put the second one in, I can see, when I put the second one in, I can see the boat already starting to tip a little bit. There's 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. If you come over closer, you can see that the boat, it's starting to capsize. 7, 8. Uh-oh. 9, we're taking on a little bit of water. 10, 11, 12. Oh no! Oh, down goes my boat. So this boat was able to carry 12 stones. Now, one thing that I noticed when I was putting the stones in is that they were all leaning over to one side, and that started to make the boat tip. As soon as the water went into the boat, it was finished. It sank. Okay, so I want you to remember the medium boat could hold 12. So when we're doing these experiments, we always want to come up with our hypothesis, and this is our educated guess, our idea about what's going to happen. So here, my boat's a bit smaller. It is a bit taller, however. I want you to have a think. Before I test it, I want you to think, will it be able to carry more or less than 12 stones? Take a minute and have a think. Go ahead, tell me, what's it going to be, more or less? Okay, let's find out. So step number 1, we're going to put our boat into the water. Now this boat is floating quite high on the water. I'm not sure how many stones it will be able to carry, but we're going to find out. So here we go. I've got my first stone, in it goes. 1. Ah! When I put that 1 stone in, right away the boat started to tilt, so it's not looking good for being able to carry 12. Here we go. Let's put another one in. There's 2. Still floating. 3. Oh, it's starting to take on some water. 4. 5. 6. Oh, it might have a chance. 7. Oh, 7 it is. All right, very good. Down it goes. My boat has capsized. Now when a boat sinks, we say that it's capsized. Now this one was able to handle 7 stones. So remember, our medium bowl could carry 12 stones, 7 stones for the smaller. Now, let's see if my boat can handle more or less than 12. What do you think? Make a hypothesis. Do you think that it will be able to carry more or less than 12 stones? What do you think? Tell me right now. Okay, let's find out. Now, very important, boys and girls, when I built my boat, I made sure that there was a hole in the top for me to be able to put my stones in. So let's have a look and see how we make out. Now I believe I have about 20 stones in total, and I'm really hoping that my boat's going to be able to handle them all. 1, 2, 3, it's still looking pretty sturdy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is number 13. Let's see how it goes. Oh! Come and have a look. It's still floating. However, the water is getting really close to going into the boat. Now, what we're learning is that once the boat starts to fill up with water, that's what's helping it to sink. So let's see, we've got 13. Let's see how high we can go. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. Oh, amazing. All right, so my boat was able to handle 18 stones. Now later on today when we meet up again, I'd like you to tell me, how did your boat work? How many stones were you able to put inside? I have a few things for moms and dads that I'd like you to be thinking about when you're helping your children with this. Now, try to add the stones in different ways. Now for the first round, I added them quite gently. But what happens when we add the stones, when we drop them from higher levels? What happens when we angle the drop a little bit different? Let me show you what I mean. So earlier, let's use the small boat. This boat was able to handle 7 stones. But what happens if I drop the stone from a higher level? That was 1. Well, that one didn't go in. When I dropped from a higher level, it sunk so much faster. So if you're able to print off these instructions, this will work really well because you'll be able to go through. And at the bottom, when you look at the challenge section, I actually have a few things that you can think about and a few questions that you can ask your children to get them thinking more about the experiment. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I hope that you've enjoyed watching it, and now it's your turn. So off you go find some water, grab some stones, and let's test out those boats that you just made. Good job, everybody. Thank you.